Today's class. So right, this is what we saw yesterday. We saw the different kinds of softwares. Application software example can be any area of your interested software. I already gave an example for civil engineers. They will be using CAD software. That is that is necessary for them to design. Similarly, for electrical friend, if you are having any of your electrical friend, if at all he wants to work on any images, he'll be loading MATLAB software. Why? Because by using that MATLAB software, he can perform some operations on images. Right. Similarly, if you are interested in game designing, you will be learning some designing software which will help you to design games. Okay. So those are all called as application softwares. As I already told you, system softwares are necessary for your system to run. For your printer to run, if you just purchase a printer, it will be a hardware. For your printer to run, you'll be loading the printer drivers, right? So that is nothing but a system software. All those driver software will be called as system software. What the driver software is doing is it is making you to interact with the hardware printer whichever you brought to your home. So right, so those are all the system softwares. Application softwares I already told you. Engineering scientific software, particularly for engineering purpose and particularly for scientific purpose. You're having number of engineering fields, starting from, I already told you, from astronology. If someone is working about galaxies or objects or planets, all these things, they'll be dealing about some softwares related to astronology. And any volcanology or any biology, molecular biology, or any industry automation softwares. So all these comes under engineering and scientific softwares. And next, embedded softwares. Softwares which we are using, but for both hardware to run, as we told you, washing machine softwares or smartwatches or micro oven softwares. Product line software, as the name specifies, for some particular product of a group of product group. A product group can be a car, a group of cars, they'll be using similar set of softwares. For a group of watches, they'll be using a similar set of softwares. So all those comes under product line softwares. And next are web applications, any application that run on the browser. This topic we'll be seeing in detail today. And next is artificial intelligence softwares, where the system behaves as if the human do. Artificial intelligence, which is gained artificially. Okay. So these are all the things we saw in the yesterday's class. Now coming to the today's class, the next topic is unique nature of web apps. Web apps are nothing but your web application. What is a web application? Any application that is going to run in your browser. Whatever you type in www. Any application that is going to run on your browser, it can be a Chrome, it can be an Edge, it can be a Firefox. Anything you type on a browser, that application will be called as a web application. So what this topic is dealing with is, we are saying that unique nature of web apps. So web applications are unique. That is what we are saying here. Why? How can you say that web applications are unique? I need to have some features by which I can distinguish, by which I can justify that web applications are unique when compared to normal applications. You're having normal application, desktop applications, which run only in your desktop, only in your system. Conventional applications, we also call them as conventional applications. So conventional applications are having less advantages when compared to web applications, the applications that are running on the internet. So how can you justify that web applications are more advantageous or web applications are more unique? I can justify them by using the following points, right? So coming to the first one, so what we are saying, web application is any application that runs on a browser. It can be any client server program, right? The server program is located somewhere. The clients who are sitting in front of the computer are going to access that server program by using a browser. For example, your Facebook, your Gmail, your Facebook server program is residing somewhere else. Okay, it is somewhere in the world, it is residing somewhere else. You are accessing that program, that Facebook program, from the server by using a browser, where you will be typing that Facebook you will be typing it in a Chrome, right? That Chrome is nothing but a browser. By using the browser, you are going to access that server program. Okay, so web applications will be calling them as client server programs. Client is you people, server program is residing somewhere else. You people are going to access that server program by using an intermediate browser. Okay, right? And coming to the unique nature of web applications, I can say that web applications are unique because of this point, network intensiveness. What it means is the web application resides on a network and must serve the needs of diverse community of clients. What it means is the any web application is going to sit on the server. It is going to reside on the network. It is going to sit on the network because it is going to be present in the internet. All the people around the world, not only some particular community, some particular group of people, but all the people who are around the world can access that application because that application is present on the network. It is present on the internet. By using the internet, you are going to access the program, right? Either all the people around the world can access that application, or there are some organizations which will be having only interrelated applications, in the sense they'll be using only their own application within their company. They don't have access for the outside applications. Okay, so that you'll call as intranet within your organization. So any application that is sitting on the network, because of its feature of sitting in the network, it is accessed by people all around the world by internet, or it is accessed by the people within the organization, that is within the intranet. Because of its feature, I can say, because of this feature, I can say that web app is unique, web application is unique because of this. 1 minute. So, right, because of this feature, I can say that web application is unique when compared to normal applications. And next feature I can say is concurrency. The web application is concurrent. Because of that feature, I can say again that web app is unique. What it means is a larger number of users may access the web app at the same time. It's not that only if I'm having a Facebook program, the Facebook program can be accessed concurrently by your friend who is in some other country, by you in the home also, by your neighbor who is beside your house also. What I mean to say is the same application can be accessed concurrently by different set of users, by large number of users at a same fraction of second. It's not that if when you close the web application only, someone else will be able to access, or some other else will be able to access only if I close the program. It's not like that. Same application can be accessed by different users at the same time concurrently. Because of that feature, I can say that the web applications are unique when compared to normal desktop applications. And the next feature is unpredictable load. See, the number of users of an web app may vary by orders of magnitude from day to day. For suppose on Monday, some 50,000 are using Facebook. On Tuesday, maybe only 1,000 people are in our area. On Monday, some 50,000 are accessing Facebook account. On Tuesday, only 1,000 people are accessing the Facebook account. There is lot of difference in the load, right? First day, nearly 50,000 are accessing, and the second day, only 1,000 people. There is lot of difference in the load. Even the how much load you are having bearing, the application will be performing. Will be open to you with the same speed. It doesn't mean that it doesn't go run slowly if more number of people are opening, or it doesn't run fastly if less number of people are opening. So you don't have all those drawbacks, right? So because of this unpredictable load feature, the web app, I can say that web apps are unique again. So hope you understood. What we mean to say here is many number of people can access the application at the same time. Load doesn't matter unless and until you have a network problem or so, then only your application will be slowed down, or else the application will be opened at the same speed for the same any number of people. And next one, which is it's the performance. If a web app user must wait too long For suppose if I am trying to open some government approach, some my area of interest website, if I'm or if I'm trying to search, browse some data, and trying to know some knowledge regarding what is software engineering subject, I'll try to open in a Google Chrome and I'll try to search the data regarding software engineering. If that Chrome is taking me lots of time to open, if it is taking lots of time for buffering, then definitely I'll move on to some other search engine. If not Chrome, I'll go for Yahoo search. If not that one, I'll go for some other search engine, right? So what we mean to say here is, if any application takes too long to open, then definitely the client will be choosing some other option. Will not stand there and wait only for that application to open. Why? Because in nowadays we are having number of applications performing the same task. For social media, you're having Facebook, you're having Twitter, some other elsewhere softwares. There is no need to stick off for you to only for Facebook for communicating. You are having some other option for communicating, right? So if any of the application is getting delayed in performance issue, then definitely the user will move on to some other application. So that is what we are saying here. The web applications are having high performance. That is the reason we can say that web applications are unique. See right here, if when I'm trying to open an application for accessing for clients, if it takes much time for accessing, in the sense it is taking time for you to open, or it is taking time for server side processing. See, the program is residing somewhere in the server, which I already told you. If it is taking more time for that program to open, for the server program to open, then also you will be frustrated, right? Or if the or for client side formatting and display, so the server program need to be open and it should be displayed for you on the client side. On your browser page, all the programs should be displayed. Even though if it is taking time for displaying also, then we'll be getting irritated. So what we mean to see here is, web apps are having very high performance. They'll be accessed immediately. The client side processing will be done immediately, or the server side processing will be done immediately. The client side formatting and displaying will be done immediately. So that is why web apps are having high performance. This is what we are saying here. And the next one, which is it's the availability factor. Although expectations of 100% availability is unreasonable. See, generally what we humans do have a tendency that we give less, but we expect more from others. If we want to do something, we'll try to do it in a simpler way, easier way, or something. Leave it. If not, leave it. But if you want something from the others, we want them to give. We'll expect them to give 100%, more than their limits also in some cases. So that is what we are seeing here. Although expectations of 100% availability is unreasonable. See, for any application, what we generally expect is, we expect it to be open 100% all the day, all the 24 days, all 24 days also, sorry, 24 hours, all the 7 days, all the 365 days in a year, we'll like the application to be opened. So web applications are having that availability feature. Whenever you open an application, if you want to open a Facebook early morning at 3 o'clock, it will be open for you. If it is afternoon, it is evening, anytime, all the 365 days, 24 hours, it will be open for you. 7 days in a week, it will be open for you. So most of the applications, web applications, are having that availability feature. That is the reason we'll say that web applications are unique. See, these are the 5 features by which I can say that web apps are unique. The first feature is network intensiveness. It is sitting on the network. Because of it residing in the network, I can access that program by using the internet from any part of the world. And next one is concurrency. Any number of people can open that application in the same fraction of second. Millions of people can open that application in the same fraction of seconds, so concurrently. And next one is unpredictable load. How many number of people open that application, it will be opened with the same speed, with the same thing. It will not be slowed down for some people, or it will not be fast for some other set of people. So it is having the feature of bearing unpredictable load. And next one is, it's the performance issue. It will take less time for you, for a client to see the page, or it will take less time for server side processing, or it can be easily accessed, or it will take very less time for the client side person to view or display the program. Okay, and last one is availability. Any program, most of the web applications will be available all the 365 days. That is what we are saying here. And next, next coming to next feature, next one is data driven. The primary function for many web applications is to use hypermedia to present text, graphics, audio, video, content, and the other user. So you open any browser, any page on your browser, it will be opened along with hypertext. Hypertext is used for separating the text and normal graphics. Nowadays, any browser page, just open any website, you'll be having a hypertext on it. You'll be having some graphics, some advertisements running there. You'll be having some attractive colors. You'll be having some attractive formats. You'll be having some audios, videos, everything being run on that web page. So that is the feature we are calling it as data driven. Any application that is open on a browser, the data can be driven, the data can be accessed from the database. That data can be any sort of data, like it can be a text data, it can be a graphics data, it can be audio, video, any sort of data. So because of this data driven feature also, I'm saying that web app is unique. It is a good one. Next one is content sensitive. The quality and aesthetic nature of the content remains an important determinant of the quality of the web app. See, right, as I already told you, there are many web applications for performing the same task. We'll generally prefer any application which is having very good quality, which is looking aesthetic in the sense beautiful. So yeah, I'm having two search engines, Yahoo search engine and Google search engine. Most of the cases I'll go for Google search engine, maybe because the data is displayed, more data is displayed for me within less number of time. The quality is good for that search engine, and and the web page looks beautiful for me, so that I'll always be attracted in opening that web page instead of going to some other application, right? So that is what we call as content sensitive. The quality attracts you, and the aesthetic nature, the beauty of that website designing also attracts you in web applications, right? And next one is continuous evolution. Unlike conventional application softwares, so these conventional applications softwares are nothing but your desktop softwares, only the softwares that are going to run within your system or within your laptop, whereas web applications are the applications which are going to run all over the network, present in the internet, right? So unlike conventional application softwares that evolve over a series of planned chronological space releases, web applications evolve continuously. So what we mean to say here is conventional applications take more number of time for their next releases. If you want if any feature need to be added in a conventional application, it takes more time. Whereas coming to a web application keep on evolving continuously. Okay, right? Maybe day to day also new features will be added in those web applications. In Facebook, starting from the beginning when it is released till today date, the number of extra features which were added continuously. The website is being updated continuously. So, right, that is called as continuous evolution nature. And next one is security. Because web apps are available via network access, I'm able to access that web application by using the network. I can also have security feature that is embedded in it. So it is difficult and it is not impossible to limit the population of end users who can access that application. For example, see your web application as Gmail. Your Gmail can't be opened by some other X person. Why? Because it is having some security feature like password which you are using to protect your mail account, right? So that is what we are calling a security feature. So most of the web applications are having security concern. So because of that feature also, we can say that web app is unique. And the last one is aesthetics, the undeniable part of the appeal of the web app is it looks and look and feel nature. This is what we already discussed here, the beauty nature, the look and feel nature of the web application by which we always get attracted. So these are all the features by which I can say that the web application is unique when compared to normal application. So right, I don't know why it is taking only 40 minutes class for today. Someone has opened news channel there. Someone has opened some news channel. Someone is. So right, students. Who is this 87? Number 87. Who is this 87? Number 87, please call me after the class. So right, student, this is what we are seeing today. We have seen the unique nature of web apps for today. The time is running out. You are having just 5 minutes of time. Please, any of you, if you are having any doubts, please raise your hand. Please unmute yourself and answer. Students, any of you are having any doubt? Hello, students. Students, are you able to hear me? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So let any of you tell me what is any one feature which makes web app unique? Any one of you tell me fast. Make it fast. The time is running out. Any of you tell me any one feature by which you can say the web app is unique, web application is unique.
Concurrency, ma'am. Concurrency security.
Okay.
Unpredictable load, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Next, anyone else? What this unpredictable load tells us? What this unpredictable load tells us?
Same speed for n number of members, ma'am.
Okay, right. What does this security? Someone is saying security. What does this security feature tells us?
It secures our data and it won't reveals to other person.
Yes, you can secure your data by using some passwords. Right? Any other feature? Any one of you?
Availability, ma'am.
Availability, what does it mean?
All the time it is available, ma'am.
Yes, any part of second it will be available. Next one more fast.
Performance.
Performance, it is opened at the same speed. Next.
Concurrency, ma'am.
Network intensiveness, what does it mean? Why you are saying that your web app is a network intensive unique?
Because it serves the needs of a diverse community, ma'am.
By sitting on the network, right? By that is you are able to access that application by using an internet, right? Next.
Evolution, ma'am.
Availability.
Evolution, ma'am. Continuous evolution.
Continuous evolution, right? What does it mean? Number 7, it's data driven. Very good. Any other?
Concurrency, ma'am.
Yes, which we already done. So this is what we saw: network intensiveness, concurrency, unpredictable, and performance availability. data driven, content sensitive. Next, continuous evolution, security, and aesthetics, nothing but your beauty and look and feel nature by which you always get attracted. Right. Next, coming to our next topic, it's legacy software. What does legacy software means? Coming to just a small definition of legacy software, it can be defined as an old software developed in the past. All the softwares which have been developed in the past. Sorry, it's already half an hour is open. Maybe the next batch of people are waiting. Shall we leave the class for today? We'll continue this for tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.